question. How did you get your Airbnb? How did you acquire this place, this property?
Mine was a rental property. One of the first property I bought in Texas. So it'd been rented, had some good renters, had some bad renters. Actually had somebody who caught it on fire. So, so I figured I've already been through the good and the bad of renting. This can't be too much worse, you know.
Well, mine is my home. I stayed there for 12 years, and it's actually a Habitat home. Yay. And I stayed there for 12 years, and we just moved in February to Mansfield. And I was like, do I want to go on and do this border home, or but I just kept on listening on Clubhouse what these people were doing, and I'm like, and I'm talking to my friends, and my homegirl, she got like 5 downtown. I'm like, hold up. So, well, y'all seen today when I showed y'all. It was worth it.
Brings on joy.
Right, yeah. Mine was my first home, my personal home for 8 years. So I lived there until this year. Last year I got under contract for a new build, and we closed on it April. And since April, it took me about 2 months to get it ready. And yeah, that's it.
And ours is actually a lease. So if you look at arbitrage, so that's what that is. If you do a little dig a little deeper in there, so that's what ours is.
So Louis just said he is not paying a mortgage. He is just paying rent. He did not have to pre-qualify for anything. He is paying rent. He did not purchase his property. Rent in your property and Airbnb it. Let's dig into that real quick. What kind of conversation did you have with the landlord?
My sister, you gotta call my sister.
Okay.
We'll
All right.
keep that off. But there's people out there, like one of her mentors, he's making like $1 million a year, and all his Airbnbs across the country are leases.
Wow. And I'm sure, and I've actually, in the process of looking for my next property, I've had conversations with landlords, and you'd be surprised how open they are to you doing an Airbnb in their space. It's just, you just have to make sure you have the conversation. You're a realtor, you negotiate for a living. You should be able to have a conversation with a landlord who probably does not know real estate like that, the way you do, to get them or convince them. But also make sure you're doing your due diligence on your numbers, what that rent is going to be, also what things you need to do to get the property prepared. Okay?
So on that same note, a lot of people, like if you're doing Airbnb arbitrage, you might get an apartment. You still have to furnish it. That's still a significant cost. Well, what if you look into a corporate rental that's already fully furnished and already has pots, plates, pans, sheets, everything? When I was in corporate America, I stayed in one of those for a year, and it was like somebody kicked someone else out of an apartment and moved me in. It had everything that I needed. Well, you can find one of those as an Airbnb. You have no additional cost.
That's awesome.
Residual income
Yes.
for me.
Yeah.
And also I know that you can look into just renting a room in your home. So if you have a kid that's moved out, you can easily just rent a room in your home. Obviously you have to go through like other security measures, so they may have like maybe a separate entrance, or if they do have an entrance to your home, make sure that they have special access or have things that they need in that space to where they're not interrupting your day-to-day. Get real thoughtful about that. I can